Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. You've heard left, right, and center about how anti-consumer the console gaming market is. From Xbox Live to paid exclusives to near monopolies on the content being published on their platforms, the stranglehold Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo have on the console gaming market has been exceptionally toxic for well over a decade. And to be fair, the PC gaming market has not really been much of an improvement. Barely 2 years ago, Valve finally instituted a refund policy on its storefront. A basic right that should be extended to any consumer market was finally accessible on the largest digital distribution platform for PC gaming on the planet. This refund policy required less than 2 hours of gameplay and fewer than 14 days since the purchase date of the title in question. This was lauded as a triumph in consumer rights and protection, and well, it should have been. It was a beacon in the dark for a very troubled industry where it seemed the corporations held all the cards. Sony Corporation has its own refund policy. Unfortunately for PlayStation owners, it is much more restrictive. Sony requires that the game not even have been downloaded, which offers absolutely no protection to consumers and merely serves the purpose of allowing Sony to put a PR spin on the fact that they have a refund policy while at the same time maintaining their iron grip on their platform and surrendering no power back to the consumer. Now, Microsoft has decided to finally join the refund train in a surprising move. In an announcement that was made yesterday, or I suppose 2 days ago, as this will have been posted after midnight, Microsoft released that they are rolling out a refund policy for the Xbox One and Windows 10 App Store. Titled Self-Service Refunds, this new policy thankfully mirrors the Steam refund policy in pretty much every regard, and it is far more consumer-friendly than the policy that Sony stands by. This new self-service policy holds the following stipulations. Games and apps are eligible for self-service refunds within 14 days of purchase if you have had less than 2 hours of playtime across all accounts. This is an exact mirror to the refund policy that Steam uses, and realistically, for the most part, the 2-hour, 14-day limit is reasonable. That should be plenty of time for a person to determine whether or not the game is fundamentally broken or merely not their style in most cases. There are, of course, some notable exceptions to that, such as Batman Arkham Knight on PC. Thankfully for consumers, games that don't break until after a few hours in are few and far between, and those that are typically reported on quite heavily. The second stipulation is that DLC, season passes, and add-ons are not eligible for self-service refunds. In regard to DLC packages, I can see why they would do this, as most story-bound content contained within DLC packages contains fewer than 2 hours of playtime, and most DLC packages contain mostly assets packs, such as map packs, weapons, and other cosmetics. The third stipulation is that the game or app must be downloaded and launched before requesting a self-service refund. This is a stark departure from Sony's refund policy, whereas as soon as you download the game or app in question, you're completely out of luck. The fourth rule is that you must wait for at least 1 day after the game or app's release before requesting a self-service refund. Nothing major and fairly self-explanatory here. Most likely this is so that the automated systems have a chance to post and lock in the payment of the title in question, so people will not be able to as easily game the system to get a refund on a game and then block the posting of their own funds. It is highly unlikely that this would happen to begin with, but the 1 day wait time would prevent that completely. Now, fifth, certain Windows 10 apps may not be eligible for self-service refunds. Of course, we have no indication what these apps might entail that will not be eligible for this, but hopefully they will be able to post such a thing in the future. And sixth, Microsoft reserves the right to block access for users who abuse self-service refunds. This means that a person can't use the system as a direct try before you buy scenario and retain the original spirit of the system, which is being put into place as a way for people to get refunds for games that they legitimately thought they would like, only to be proven wrong, or for games that turn out to be fundamentally broken. Now, after reviewing this new move by Microsoft, I can't see any downside for the consumer, and it's heartening to finally see an actual refund system in place for Microsoft's digital distribution storefront. This new self-service refund has been rolled out to the alpha Xbox insiders, and it's expected to be available to the remainder of Xbox owners fairly soon. So I would like to take a moment to say welcome to finally having some form of protection to Xbox owners. The video game industry just grew a little less toxic, and Xbox gamers finally have some form of redress when they end up making a purchase that they might end up regretting. This, of course, will not be a substitute to due diligence in relying on games reviews and research before purchasing titles, but it does offer a safety net that was badly needed. Now, if only we could get Sony to back away from their draconian and self-servicing practices too. Now that would really be something. But what do you think? Is this merely a PR ploy by Microsoft? Do you think Sony should employ the same standards? What about Nintendo? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I do love reading what you all have to say, especially in issues regarding things like this. And once you've done that, please do like this video and drop a share onto your preferred social media platform. And if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button as well. All of that allows my channel to keep growing and lets me continue doing what I can to inform people about stories like these, as well as presenting good games for your consideration and warning you away from games that end up falling short. And if you feel like supporting the channel even further, links to my Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Vote are in the description down below, as well as the card for my Patreon should be somewhere on your screen right now. It will never be required, but it is definitely appreciated. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and thanks for watching.